G'day guys, welcome back to Supercoach with DR and welcome to the Round 11 NBL Supercoach review. Hope you're all going well. For the second week in a row, I've set new records for myself. Last week, my first 500 plus score for the season, and this week, my new high score for the season with a 552. The Supercoach Gods have actually been pretty kind to me in the last couple of weeks. Actually, in saying that, they did kick me a little bit with a 0 on field, but the rest of the side was pretty solid this week. So 1,101 for a season rank, just 101 spots outside the top 1K. Remember, that is my goal for this year, just anywhere inside the top 1K, and I'm pretty happy. Look, do I reset that if I manage to get inside there? We'll see what happens. But as we know with this game, it just takes one bad week and you're right back out again around the 2K mark. So hopefully I can keep on going. But yeah, certainly not counting all my chickens at the moment. I think what I've really started to learn is getting the balance between not just your on-field doubles, but that cash gen and also preparing for the future, not just 1-2 weeks, but even looking like a month ahead. That's really helped me, I think, particularly in the last 5 weeks, sort of around the 5-week mark ago. I set myself a bit of a goal to start making some money on the bench, and with the Glover types and blokes I've brought in and out, I've managed to get my team value to, over 3 mil now. So almost, 3,100,000. So really happy with that. I was looking at my history last year, and I think the highest team value I got to was about 2.7, 2.8. So the fact I've smashed it out of the park at this stage of the season leaves me with a little bit more confidence I had at the same time last year anyway. But I've been banging on and on. That's it for the intro, guys. Let's see how the team's going, and then we'll get into some trades. So here we are. And as you can see, the only real negative for this week, I suppose, is the Doolittle duck egg. You couldn't help that. Injured really early on in the game. Didn't play the second game. So an absolute disaster. If you got Prather on field, that's 81 on field, then the 0. So you make an extra 40 points out to the total score. And I'm getting pretty close to 600 for a weekly score. So unfortunate there, but there's so many people, particularly in the top 10%, that had Doolittle and actually had him on field as well. If you trade him out or you didn't jump on him, then that is a massive win for this week and really last month anyway. But Jack White was a great trade in, 80 points, just a double master. And I didn't watch any basketball this weekend. Had a bit of a weekend away just by myself. And very interesting. Haven't done that in a while, but that's another story. But I did notice, I did catch like the end highlight of one of the games, and he literally got that double within the last, 30, 40 seconds. So yeah, wrap with Jack White. As I said, duck egg for Doolittle, but yeah, he'll be going for me this week. Prather with an 81. He got the 40 the week before, and I was thinking, oh, geez, is it one out of the box? Absolutely not. This guy's an absolute jet, and he'll be coming on field for me this week with his double. Really nice. Henshaw with close to a 50, really good. So he made money as well. Prather made some really, really nice cash. White went up a little bit, and Doolittle was the big loser here, cash in wise anyway. This worked out an absolute treat. Isaac Humphries. So it was him or Harrison, and I thought to myself, look, I'm going to go the cheaper option in Humphries, probably give up a little bit of an on-field score, but I think he's got the most money to make, and I think he went up around 35K. Harrison, I think it was about 6K in the end. So although I didn't get the Harrison score, I certainly made the cash that I needed to in preparation for the next couple of weeks. Some big moves coming up the next week or two for me, but wrapped with Humphries. But it was a 1 week play. We know that Harrell's coming back this week, and so he'll ship out. But a 67 from him, absolutely fantastic. Plus that cash just worked out a treat, as I said. Menenga, 35, a little bit disappointing. Went close to that 50 mark if possible on a double, but so many people have him, and he's just so easy just to leave there on the bench. So he'll have his good games, love his poor games, but for now, I'm just going to leave him there. Really easy one with New Zealand's draw. What do you say about this man? 100 on the dot last week as a captain and 107 this week. And it plays such a big part in whether or not you have a successful week in the NBL Supercoach. If you get onto the wrong captain, then it can hurt you big time. Like I was playing the great Steve SDS, shout out to you, legend, this week. And I think it was Humphries versus Harrison, and I forget what the other matchup was, but it was very much in his favour. But he captained PJC, I captained Cotton, had a pretty decent victory in the end. So, yeah, it's those little things that can go a long way. And Bryce is an absolute gun. 100 and 107. in the last fortnight. Just brilliant from the great man. So, yeah, fantastic work from him. PJC, pretty disappointing, to be honest, with that 60. Saw that week before in the last game of the round, absolutely smashed out of the park when Bryce went off. But, yeah, not quite his week this week, unfortunately. Cook really saved this in the second game. Didn't score overly well in the first, but really hit back. Didn't lose that much coin either. And that bigger game will be in his price cycle coming up. So that's really, really handy. And then Glover with a 35. Got the double this week. So absolutely perfect. He's made so much cash. We'll get him on the double this week, and then I'll look to trade him out the week after. So that is the team. Now let's talk about trades. Now, I said last week, I'm either going to use my boost this week or the week after. And at this point in time, I've got only 11K in the bank. I think I'm actually going to use it. So I do have a bit of a plan in mind, but it does involve going down a little bit on the bench. Now, it really does have to be Operation Davis and Harrell. I'm not saying this week, but definitely by next week, because I've got single, double, double, single, and then a nice run of double. So in my opinion anyway, I think they're must-haves. And Kendrick Davis on the weekend, Blake's just going absolutely nuts. So I think you need him in your side as soon as possible. If not this week, certainly next week. So I'll talk about why I'm using my boost in a little while, but Doolittle needs to go. We'll have a quick look at the break-evens, but Prather with 39, there's no way he's going. White's staying, obviously. PJC will stay with his run. So will Cook. Glover's got the double. Menenga, I'm not moving. So it really comes down to Doolittle, Henschel, Humphreys, and ideally I'd like to keep onto Bryce if possible. Very low break-even, 23 for what he's been producing lately, but we'll talk about him in a sec. I think what I do need to do for now, this goal is always going to be a one-week play. With Montrez coming in, I just don't like his scoring ability. His ceiling just goes right down. So I'm going to get out of Humphreys, and I'm also going to get out of Doolittle as well, because he's got a break even of 46 on a single, and Perth's run has simply come to an end. So the plan in the center position was always to get Harrison. Montrez I was planning on having forward and then being able to swap with Menenga when needed. So the first move I'm just going to make straight out is to get Harrison into the side. That's a really easy one for me. So Harrison in, and the good thing about this trade was that the difference between them 287, 306, it's closed a lot from last week, because Humphreys obviously made that extra coin on what Harrison did, although Harrison had a really good week and scored well. All right, so that's certainly the move I'm going to make. Now, at this stage, I'm going to get Prather on field, so I can really look, in my opinion, for a bench option here. I need coin in the bank, because if I use up the 200, the 250 odd, then how on earth am I going to get to Davis and Harrell? So I think at this stage, I'm going to play the break-even game and just try to make some coin here. So we'll go to break-even, and the man you see right up the top there, Mason Peatling, 111, 300 with a break-even of -12. So he's guaranteed to make 12K basically just by stepping out into the court. 21 last week, so that's serviceable. If he does something similar, then he's making around 25K, and I'm happy with that. Illawarra then come into a really, really nice run of doubles. Now, I'm not saying I'll necessarily keep on to him, but depending on how he plays, just having him on the bench for those doubles, that could be nice and easy. So my plan at the moment is probably to jump on Peatling. Wagstaff, Perth don't have a good run, so I'm just not into them. You could go on Nick Marshall with a -1, 36 last week, possibly. So you could possibly go on Marshall there, very similar in price there. But I will have, obviously, Harold Davis as well. It'd be nice to spread the love a little bit. Smith Milner, well, I think it was because Harrison's minutes were down a little bit in that game. So, look, you could go all the way down to 68K if you really wanted to. And the other blokes here, just they're not really interesting me that much. So the plan at this stage is I'm going to get Peatling in, and that gives me 145K. And here's where the master plan comes in. And I think I'm going to use my boost. I just wanted to make those two trades first. So I'm in a situation now where I've got 145,000 in the bank. I don't have Montrez. I don't have Davis, and I need to get them in within the next week. So I think I need one this week. and then I'll get one obviously next week in preparation for the doubles. Now, if you look at the break-even game, then it's a really easy decision. Montrez has a break-even of 58, and it's only on a single. Now, he's got a 70 plus. We know this, but I think coming back, he'll be hungry as, I know that. But 26, 45, 33 after that 71, I don't think he's going to go close to that break-even of 57. So I think it's smart for this week just to, excuse me, just to leave him out and look to target him next week. He'll be coming in for a Jack White when he comes off his double next week. And with a break-even of 65, he'll probably just be around the mark. If he goes 80 again, then, yeah, that'll be a nice little cash rise from him there. So that'll be handy. So I think it's got to be Davis. Now, I would love to keep on to Bryce. He's got a low break-even, and it would make sense just to keep on to him for now. But if we look at Cook's upcoming schedule, it's double all over the shop. And I think he's just such a handy option to have there, and then possibly come on field when one of your two guards does come onto a single. So at this stage, I think it's got to be Bryce. And you may think I'm crazy using a boost on this, but I know that I'll need to use a boost in order to be able to afford both Davis and Montrez at this stage. And I've also got another sneaky plan up my sleeve. So I'm going to get rid of Bryce. Now, he's got 23, obviously, on a single, but if you look at Kendrick Davis here, he's actually got 14, a break-even of 14 on a single. So that's 9 difference. And the way Davis has been going lately, he's just been going absolutely off chops. So look at that, like 43, 51, a bad game of 29, then 48, 62, 66. I think you just got to jump on him. He's getting close to 500K. It's absolutely ridiculous. But if he does anything like he has in the last few weeks, then he's jumping up another, 30, 40 odd K. And you'll be well over but he'll be at least close to the 500 mark. So I think I'm going to get Davis in. Sorry, I'm losing my voice, and complete that trade. Now, I'd be trading out Bryce to Davis next week anyway. And so I thought if I need to use a boost in order to get everything done that I need to get done, then it just makes sense to do it this week, get it out of the way, simply because Davis has a lower break even. It just makes sense to me. The plan for next week, excuse me, my voice is going, I'm going to have to win this, is Glover out. So he'll have his double this week, hopefully make a little bit more coin, and then he'll be out. And then it will be Jack White out as well. Now, what I'm hoping to do, and cash-wise, and I've looked at break-evens, I've prepared for this, I would be super, super unlucky not to be able to do this with 105K in the bank. I'm pretty sure, unless disaster strikes, that I'll be able to do it. So the plan will be to trade out Glover, and then I'll bring Henschel up here for now. Best case scenario, I can actually potentially trade out Henschel. We'll see what happens. But the plan is to, Glover out, Henschel up, and then White out. So this will leave me with 2 forward spots. Montrez, and then I'm actually looking at Sam Froling. I like Froling because he can obviously come in here with Menga, obviously with Montrez as well. And I'll also have Prather there with the DPP along with Henschel. So I'll have some nice DPP there, which may come in handy when I'm making some future trades and some future moves. The great thing about getting Froling in is that the Hawks after this week, which is when I'll be getting him in, have a marvelous run of doubles. So that'll be really nice just to stash him on the bench there. When you got Montrez, he has a single, then Froling is a really nice bench option to come on for that week. Although when he gets in form, Montrez could be better on a single. He's an absolute beast, as we know. But I think that'll be a really nice balance. And Prather, as we know, has, I think, 7 doubles in a row. So that'll be a really nice mix for me, I think, having your Prather, your Froling, and then your Montrez as well. And depending on matchups, etc., you can go between your Prather, your Froling on field, and then you got your Peatling if you keep onto him with a nice run from Illawarra. It's really Henschel that won't have a nice run, and Glover will be traded out. So, that is the plan for now. I'll just make sure I get Prather on. Davis is on a single. Do you go Davis on a single? Overcook? Maybe. Captain for this week. Well, it won't be Cook. I don't have the faith in him. Harrison could be a pod move. Prather could be a pod move. He's just in ripping form. PJC is that one that you just feel like you almost should put the captain on and that he's ready to bounce back. But this man, the double king, Jack White, I think you're just in for a really safe score. I think you can almost just, I won't say, but lock in a 70 plus. So at this stage, I'm actually going to go White as my captain and PJC as the vice captain. And again, moves next week will be Glover out and White out. Obviously, you've got the doubles this week, and then they'll be off their doubles, and there'll be Montrez in as well as Froling, unless they go absolutely bananas, and I just quite can't do it. I'll have to think of another plan, but that is it for now, guys. Thanks for watching. AFL Supercoach is opening very soon, I've heard. Just a few whispers here and there, but stay tuned potentially in the next couple of weeks for that. The Swordplay crew are going to get back together. Really looking forward to that. BBL's coming up as well, so I'll be doing my weekly reviews, getting some special guests on from time to time. So we are entering prime Supercoach season or pre-season for AFL, and I, for one, am going to be spending a lot of time on it. So again, thanks for watching, guys. Hope that you're well, and I'll see you soon next one. Cheers, bye.